Radar spike detected. S-400 Triumph. Russian air defense. Syria, threatening Israeli strikes. F-16 Wild Weasels inbound. AGM-88E ARGM loaded. CAD mission authorized. Russian battery about to go dark. This is air combat. Hamaimim Air Base, Latakia, Syria. Russian military installation, Mediterranean coast. 2015 deployment, permanent presence, strategic foothold Middle East. S-400 Triumph deployed 2018. Most advanced Russian air defense exported. 250-mile range, 100,000-foot altitude, 72 targets tracked, 36 engaged simultaneously. Designed kill stealth fighters, American bombers, cruise missiles. Threatens entire region. Israel complains, Pentagon listens, tonight responds. S-400 system protecting Assad regime, covering Hezbollah supply lines, blocking Israeli Air Force strikes, Iranian weapons shipments flowing, precision-guided munitions arriving, regional balance threatened, American interests endangered, Allied operations restricted, strategic decision made, Russian air defense eliminated, access restored, air combat solves problem. F-16 Fighting Falcon, Block 50, Wild Weasel variant, suppression of enemy air defenses specialist, 49-foot length, single engine, multi-role fighter, tonight configured SEAD mission, AGM-88E advanced anti-radiation guided missile, 4 missiles loaded, range 150 miles, speed Mach 2, passive radar seeker, home on emitting radars, anti-radiation warfare, Russian nightmare, American specialty. Best seed platform, A. F-16 Wild Weasel, B. EA-18G Growler, C. F-35A Lightning. Comment below. Incirlik Air Base, Turkey, 8 F-16 Wild Weasels prepared. Call sign, Viper flight, 2 divisions, 4 aircraft each, Viper 1 through Viper 8. Mission brief completed. Russian S-400 locations confirmed. 91 N6E Big Bird search radar, 92 N6E Gravestone fire control, 48 N6 missile launchers, 4 batteries total. Latakia region, target priority established, attack sequence planned, escape routes calculated, everything ready except political approval. According to Air Combat Command analysis, Russian S-400 represents generational leap over S-300. 40 N6 missile range, 250 miles. Altitude capability space level. Tracks ballistic missiles. Engages hypersonic threats. Electronic warfare resistant. Frequency hopping. Low probability intercept radar. Difficult jam, difficult spoof, difficult destroy, but not impossible. American HARM missiles evolved. AGM-88E newest variant, upgraded seeker, GPS-ANS backup, millimeter wave terminal guidance, defeats S-400 countermeasures. Technology race continues. Tonight, America ahead. Presidential authorization received 4 hours prior. National Security Council split decision. Secretary of Defense approved. Chairman Joint Chiefs endorsed. State Department opposed. CIA supported. Vice President abstained. President decided. Strike authorized. Russian air defense threatening American allies. Israeli operations restricted. Regional stability endangered. Action necessary. Consequences accepted. Viper flight launching. 0 OD 42 hours. Wheels up. 8 F-16 airborne. Lights out. Low altitude. Terrain following. Turkish airspace. Syrian border 180 miles. Flight time 24 minutes. Mediterranean route. Over water. Avoid Turkish radar. Avoid Russian satellites. Surprise essential. Electronic warfare pods active. ALQ-131 jamming. Russian early warning degraded. Detection delayed. Penetration enabled. Wait for Russian radar activation. What happens next determines Middle East air superiority. Israeli F-35I Adir fighters launched simultaneously. Ramon Air Base, 4 aircraft. Call sign, knife flight, support mission, distraction role, northern Syria penetration, draw Russian attention, force S-400 activation, American F-16's attack from west, Israeli F-35's approach from south, pincer movement, coordinated strike, allied operation, air combat cooperation, Russian air defense network integrated, MIMEM Air Base Command Center, satellite data link, ground radar stations, coastal observation posts, comprehensive coverage, design detect everything, track everything, engage everything. But tonight overwhelmed, too many targets, too many directions, too many threats, network saturation, American doctrine, Israeli execution, Allied victory, Syrian coast approaching, 40 miles offshore, international waters, legal position maintained. Viper flight climbs to 15,000 feet, AGM-88E launch altitude, optimal range, maximum probability kill, Russian S-400 radar emissions detected, 91 N6E Big Bird active, search mode, sweeping 360 degrees, looking Israeli fighters, looking American bombers, finding both, targeting solution attempted, too many contacts, computer overwhelmed, decision delayed, fatal mistake. Viper 1 pilot 16-year fighter experience, 2,100 F-16 hours, Iraq Sea veteran, Libya suppression missions, Syria first Russian engagement, first peer adversary, training intensive, technology superior, confidence high, hand steady throttle, finger ready trigger, radar warning receiver screaming, S-400 emissions strong, target identified, weapon parameters met, launch authorized. Maximum range, AGM-88E ARGM, A, 90 miles, a B, 150 miles, C, 200 miles, answer at mission end. Viper 1 launches, AGM-88E away, white smoke trail, rocket motor burning, missile accelerates, Mach 2 speed, passive radar seeker lock, 91 N6E Big Bird emitting, homing signal strong, flight time 180 seconds, terminal guidance active, GPS backup ready, millimeter wave radar scans, triple redundancy, Russian countermeasures insufficient, American technology superior. Viper 2 launches, second harm, different target, 92 N6E Gravestone, fire control radar, engagement radar, missile guidance, destroy this radar, S-400 missiles blind, launch impossible, battery neutralized, strategic thinking, target prioritization, SEAD doctrine perfected, air combat tactics proven. Russian air defense detects missile launch. ESM systems identify AGM-88 signature. Countermeasures activate. 91 N6E radar powers down. Emission ceases, harm loses track. But AGM-88E advanced. GPS coordinates memorized. Inertial navigation continues. Last known position targeted. Radar shutdown ineffective. Missile impacts antenna array. 146-pound warhead detonates. Radar destroyed. Search capability eliminated. Russian battery blind. Stealth penetration or standoff strike for seed. Comment S for stealth or SO for standoff. Second harm impacts. 92 N6E Gravestone destroyed. Fire control eliminated. S-400 missiles useless without guidance. Battery combat ineffective. Viper 3 launches. Viper 4 launches. 48 N6 missile launchers targeted. TL vehicles destroyed. Launchers eliminated. 4 harms. 4 targets. 4 kills. Perfect accuracy. Russian air defense collapsing. American suppression succeeding. Air combat dominating. Israeli F-35I fighters exploit gap. Northern Syria penetration. Hezbollah weapons depot targeted. GBU-39 bombs released. Precision strikes. Secondary explosions. Iranian missiles destroyed. Assad regime supplies eliminated. Mission accomplished. Israeli aircraft egress. 0 losses. Russian S-400 failed protection mission. Design prevent exactly this scenario. Failed completely. Technology gap exposed. American alliance strength demonstrated. If you believe SEAD enables air superiority, type air combat below. Viper 5 engages second S-400 battery, 15 miles south. Backup system. Same result, 91 N-6E destroyed, 92 N-6E eliminated, launchers targeted, battery neutralized. Viper 6 and Viper 7 repeat. Third battery, fourth battery. All Russian S-400 systems, Latakia region destroyed. 8 F-16 CJ, 32 AGM-88E missiles, 28 targets destroyed, 4 missiles backup. Saturation attack, overwhelming force, complete victory, air combat perfection. Russian response confused. Maymim Command Center alerts Moscow. Southern Military District notified. Air defense failure reported. Assets destroyed, capability eliminated, months deployment wasted, billions rubles invested, years propaganda claiming invincibility. Single American strike destroyed credibility, technology, training, tactics, all superior. Russian systems inadequate, American doctrine proven. Viper flight egresses, mission complete, fuel adequate, weapons expended, 0 losses, no Russian fighters engaged, no Syrian interceptors attempted, air defense destroyed too quickly, response impossible, professional execution, textbook SEAD, wild weasel tradition maintained, air combat standard delivered. According to Aviation Week data, AGM-88E unit cost $1.2 million. Expensive missile. Russian S-400 battery cost $400 million complete system. 4 batteries destroyed equals $1.6 billion Russian loss. American cost $33.6 million missiles plus operational expenses. Cost exchange ratio favors United States enormously. Strategic economics matters. Air combat delivers value. Who wins air defense versus SEAD battle? Drop your prediction below. Russian Foreign Ministry statement issued 6 hours post-strike. Unprovoked American aggression, violation Syrian sovereignty, international law ignored, UN Security Council emergency session demanded. Standard response, expected protest, ineffective deterrent. Russian military privately assesses. S-400 vulnerable. American harm evolved. Countermeasures insufficient. Technology upgrade required. Export credibility damaged. Arms sales threatened. Strategic setback acknowledged internally. Propaganda victory claimed externally. Pentagon statement measured. U.S. Air Force conducted defensive operation protecting Allied aircraft Syrian airspace. Russian air defense systems threatening freedom of navigation. International airspace transit. American response proportional. Further provocations will be countered. Diplomatic language. Military reality. Message clear. Russian interference eliminated. Regional access restored. Air combat dominance re-established. Israeli Defense Ministry grateful. Private communication, American counterparts. Thanks expressed. Operation success acknowledged. Coordination praised. Alliance value confirmed. Future cooperation discussed. Strategic partnership strengthened. Russian threat reduced. Iranian supply lines vulnerable. Regional balance shifted. Single strike cascading effects. Air combat strategic tool. Syrian government impotent response. Assad regime protests. Russian protection failed. Air defense destroyed. Territory violated. Sovereignty ignored. But retaliation impossible. Military inadequate. Russian support unreliable. Iranian backing insufficient. American power overwhelming. Regime survival depends restraint. Protests filed. Actions none. Air combat establishes rules. Turkish government officially uninformed. Incirlik Air Base operations classified. Plausible deniability maintained. But Turkish intelligence monitors everything. F-16s launched, mission known, target understood, success acknowledged, Turkish leadership accepts. Russian presence. Syria threatens Turkish interests. American action serves Turkish goals. Regional politics complex. Air combat navigates successfully. Congressional reaction bipartisan support. Russian aggression countered. American allies protected. Air superiority maintained. SEAD capability demonstrated. Wild Weasel mission validated. F-16 CJ program justified. Future funding secured. Appropriations Committee approves additional AGM-88E procurement. 200 missiles ordered. $240 million authorized. Investment return. Air combat expansion enabled. Russian military lessons learned. S-400 vulnerable SEAD attacks. Radar emissions detectable. Shutdown procedures inadequate. Advanced harm defeats countermeasures. Integrated air defense requires additional layers. Panzer point defense. Tor short-range missiles. Electronic warfare systems. Comprehensive network necessary. Single system insufficient. Expensive education. Painful realization. American technology superior acknowledged. Next, Russian S-400 deployment includes enhancements. Radar discipline improved. Emission control tightened. Backup systems multiplied. Decoy emitters deployed. Tactics evolved. But American harm evolves faster. Technology race continues. Innovation advantage matters. Air combat maintains lead through continuous improvement and relentless innovation. Israeli Air Force operations resume immediately. Syrian airspace accessible. Russian interference eliminated. Iranian shipments targeted. Hezbollah supplies destroyed. Regional security enhanced. American strike enabled. Allied operations. Strategic cooperation. Shared objectives. Air combat partnership delivers regional stability through demonstrated capability and coordinated action. Iranian response muted. Revolutionary Guard assesses situation. Russian protection unreliable. Syrian air defense inadequate. American capability overwhelming. Supply line vulnerable. Strategic position threatened. Retaliation risks escalation. Escalation risks annihilation. Restraint chosen. Protests issued. Actions limited. American message received. Air combat deterrence working. Hezbollah leadership privately concerned. Russian S-400 supposed protect Iranian shipments. American strike demonstrated vulnerability. Future supply uncertain. Strategic reserves threatened. Operational capability questioned. Deterrence credibility damaged. Israeli Air Force unrestricted. American technology dominant. Regional balance shifted. Single strike strategic consequences extending beyond immediate target. Air combat effects multiplicative. Next, SEAD mission planned. Iranian air defense targeted. Future contingency. Current preparation. S-300 systems assessed. Vulnerabilities identified. Attack plans drafted. Approval pending. Capability ready. Air combat maintains readiness through constant planning and continuous preparation for future operations against emerging threats. Where the sky decides the victor. That tactical quiz. Maximum AGM-88E AARGM range? Answer, B, 150 miles standoff range. Extended range variant development underway. Future capability 200 plus miles. Technology evolution continues. Russian air defense faces impossible challenge. Emissions equals detection. Detection equals destruction. Radar survival requires shutdown. Shutdown equals blindness. No solution. American advantage permanent. Air combat supremacy ensured. 3 questions remain. Can Russia develop harm-resistant air defense? Will SEAD missions become routine Middle East? What happens when Iran deploys S-400? Subscribe to Air Combat, where aerial supremacy rules, where wild weasels eliminate air defense, where American technology dominates Russian systems. This is contested airspace. This is projected power. This is air combat. Air supremacy, missile dominance, air combat.